This is cool.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion. Delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take on your family, your business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We have a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. But before we get into our intriguing content today, please join me in welcoming our featured guest and first-timer on Ron Siegel Radio, Bindi Ramirez, Coldwell Banker Exclusive, or also known as Home Replacement Solutions. Welcome.
Woo woo. Thank you, Ron.
Glad to have you with us. And let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are operators standing by.
Quiet, numbskulls. I'm broadcasting.
Well, I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan, a plan to save you money. I personally work with you even if you don't have any needs today. Save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And of course, we are celebrating today. We celebrate every day on Ron Siegel Radio. Let's see, what are we going to celebrate? We got to have something good to celebrate. Let's see, National Columnists Day, National Lineman Appreciation Day. Well, we better appreciate linemen because otherwise there ain't no power, and we wouldn't be doing any radio programs. So thank you to all the linemen out there. They call them linemen or linemen and linewomen? I don't know. I move right along. National Animal Crackers Day. Okay, you know, I know it's probably healthier, but I've beaten anorexia. So I like animal cookies better than animal crackers, but they say it's Animal Crackers Day, so we'll just follow suit and we'll be good. Let's take a look and see what the markets are doing today. The Dow Jones Industrial Average right now it's down 74 points. The S&P 500 is down 4. The Nasdaq is down 18.5. Oil's up 42 cents per barrel, and we're looking at the 10-year Treasury down, not enough to matter, down about 2 basis points, 3.584. is where that is. Gasoline prices are on the rise again. It just makes me sick when I look at some of these things. California, we're at $4.92 a gallon right now. Josh, you're holding steady there at $4.28. Let's see what Jody's doing. $4.56. Jody's over there in Arizona. Brittany's at $3.58 in Colorado. And do we even want to talk about it, Lori? $3.29. Our tremendous underwriter, Lori, right there in Louisiana, paying $3.29 a gallon of gasoline. Nice. And we're at $4.91. The oil-producing state of Hawaii is paying $4.79. I'm planning on going to check and just make sure that's correct. You know, I'm not sure I can, you can't believe everything you see on the internet. So I might have to go over there and just check that out for myself. You know, it's a tough thing, but somebody's got to do it when I'm not going to Paso Robles. Did you see this one? I don't know how many of you are into this. I am not a Coachella fan. I'm old. I like Stagecoach a little better. First weekend of Coachella, they're fined $117,000. Ow! When I broke curfew, I didn't have that quite as stiff a fine, but I guess I was sentenced to my room for a little while. But $117,000 for breaking curfew. They went over by 25 minutes on Friday, 22 minutes on Saturday, 25 minutes on Sunday. So they got fined $20,000 for going overtime. That's for the first 5 minutes. Another $1,000 per minute thereafter. I bet they're watching. I wonder if that's in the contracts of the artists that if they go over, it's going to cost them. $117,000. Think about that one. More news today. How about David's Bridal? Did you see this one? David's Bridal filing for bankruptcy. Now, you got to love this one. Why did they file for bankruptcy? Inflation. Now, those dresses are so darn expensive anyway. I mean, holy cow. I don't know about dresses, but $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 for a dress you're going to wear once. But here's the catch to this one. So the other reason that they cited was inflation. I guess the price of dresses went up even, I don't know. But they said secondhand stores. Now, here's the issue. With 70% of first-time marriages ending in divorce, I guess it's pretty simple to get a secondhand store having a dress.
True.
But maybe you need the second dress. I don't know if you wear the same dress twice. I did have one of my son's friends. He was a best man. I mean, he's been the best man in 17 weddings. But I don't know how many of them are duplicated, because one of them he said, welcome back on a duplicate. I don't know about that one, but I think you get in trouble when you say that. Moving right along. What else is going on in the news today? Yeah, there's a lot going out there. China back in the news. They've got their own police department in New York City. You got to love that. How do you end up having their own police department right there in New York City? Well, they were monitoring social media. Speaking of social media, I don't know if you're a fan of Tucker Carlson. I am not. But I did watch his program last night. He had Elon Musk on there. And talk about a great interview, talking about the fact of how many people were working at Tesla who were doing nothing. And, the guy's just blatantly honest. So he comes out and he says, well, what is Twitter? I'm sorry, the people, not Tesla doing nothing, it was Twitter doing nothing. So he says, what is Twitter? He says it's a glorified texting system. Why did we need all those 80% of the people that he let go, either fired or they quit on their own? 80% of their staff. Have you seen a downgrade in the services from Twitter? Most people have not. So it's fascinating that you let go of that many people, but you think about the other side of it, because he said that he did have to write down the value of the product. And I don't know who he writes it down to. He paid $44 billion for it. He said it's worth about half of that right now. Half. Now, I don't know. I'd love to be in the position to lose $22 billion and not have it affect my lifestyle.
Me too.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
I mean, but this is Elon Musk. He's got Tesla going strong, SpaceX, Twitter, and how many other ventures is he involved in? But the Boring Company, not animals, but it's boring, digging. So I've got a lot going on there. Fascinating story watching and his discussion on artificial intelligence. Think about that one. If you missed the interview, part 2 is tonight. And I'm not promoting Tucker Carlson again, like it's not one of my favorites, but it was a pretty fascinating interview. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, 5 reasons millennials are buying homes. Will medical debt be removed from your credit report? All that and more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, shame on you. But the replay is available. Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you can retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less, all without having to spend more each month than you spend right now? Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis. rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
Homeowners over the age of 62 are taking back financial control after retirement with reverse mortgages, and the Siegel Lending Team is here to help you use it to your advantage. Call Ron Siegel with Geneva Financial to receive your free information booklet with no obligation. The booklet answers all your questions, and the best part is you still own your home. Call Ron Siegel at 1-800-306-1990 or visit ronsiegelradio.com.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance.
True.
That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Every day at this time, OBMMI, they provide the most comprehensive, accurate, timely, and interactive analysis of pricing ever conducted in the mortgage industry, calculated from actual locked rates with consumers across 35% of all mortgage transactions nationwide. These are numbers as accurate as yesterday. So it's about as accurate as you're going to get because OBMMI, they have that big market share. They don't tell us the APR. They don't tell anybody what the points paid or maybe received to get these rates. They just give us raw interest rates. 30-year conforming loan was up yesterday, 6.475. The 30-year jumbo loan was up yesterday, 6.417. The 30-year FHA loan was up yesterday, 6.408. The only one that was down was the 30-year USDA loan. That's out in the rural areas, generally no down payment, 6.374. And I'm not happy to report this one. The best loan on the market, yeah, that would be the VA loan.
Mm-hmm.
That was up yesterday, 6.146. The question, and let's take a look and see it. Some of the other numbers that are right here. If I see they come up on my screen real quick. So let's take a look. The S&P 500 down 6.35. 10-year Treasury is down 1 basis point. That's the interest rate of the yield. 3.587. Doesn't really matter that much when it's so little. Mortgage-backed securities are up 2 basis points. Again, not enough to really matter on that side either. All that data is available on that super secret website, google.com. But let's take a look and see what's driving that. Well, it used to be that existing home sales was 90% of the market, but there's not a lot of inventory out there.
Right.
So now we've got new build is actually up to 30% of the market. Mm-hmm. Housing starts in March, though, we're down almost 1% to 1.42 million unit annualized pace and are down 17% from last year. Single family starts, which are the most important, rose almost 3% last month at an 861,000 unit pace. Single family starts are still down 28% year over year. Ow! Yeah, that's why we've got a tight housing market.
Sure.
Housing permits, which is the future supply, were down almost 9% last month at a 1.41 million unit annualized pace and are down 25% from last year. Single family were up 4% last month, but it's still down 30% year over year, which means we're still undersupplied. Now, be aware, even though we're undersupplied, please, 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 I plead with you, don't listen to Diana Olick. She's wrong every time on housing. The next time she gets something right, it'll also be the first time. She says we've got 5 million units short. That came from a discussion about 2 years ago, and it was a concept discussion, and she took it for reality. Well, you know something? Diana Olick really wins the reward.
Idiot.
No, don't say that about her. She's been on TV for a long time.
Idiot.
National Association of Home Builders Housing Market Index measuring builder confidence rose 1% in April after rising 2 points in March, 7 points in February, 4 points in January, and it's still underwater. But at least they're going in the right direction. Present conditions increased 2 points to 51. Future outlook increased 3 points to 50. Prospective buyer traffic, 31. That's horrible. Anything below 50 is contraction. So we've still not good numbers, but they are what they are. CoreLogic reported single-family rent growth continued to cool in February, now up 5% year over year, down from 5.7%. That's still a big increase. Rent growth continues to moderate. It's only a matter of time before it catches up in the inflation reports and starts to add deflationary pressure. Bank balance sheets, the Fed hikes and banking crisis have certainly worked to slow down the economy and will continue to do so. U.S. commercial bank assets, both big and small, saw a $60 billion contraction in the first week of April, down for 3 consecutive weeks and in 6 of the past 7. Since the beginning of February, even before the demise of 3 banks, assets have shrunk $90 billion. Deposits have also fallen off a cliff, limiting the bank's ability to lend. Additionally, banks tightening their credit standards for loans has risen sharply, while commercial and industrial loans have fallen. The last few times we saw a gap between these two metrics like this was in 2001. Guess what we had in 2001? And it was also in 2008. What does 2001 and 2008 have in common?
Market crash.
Recessions. Yeah, recessions. This time will likely not be different and will lead to slower money growth, slower economy growth, less inflation, lower mortgage rates, and inflation and a recession. That's the Mortgage Minutes, brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Hey, remember one thing, though. With all of that data that I just shared with you, the good news is mortgage rates will come down generally and historically. Whenever we've had a recession, mortgage rates drop during almost every recession that we've seen historically. Don't like to tell people that we're in for a recession because that also means unemployment goes up. But just a thought there for you. That is, again, the Mortgage Minute. Let's chat. Our guest this morning, Bindi Ramirez, is with us. Coldwell Banker exclusive. Bindi sells homes on Linktree. I see that one on here, if I get that right.
Well, yeah, that's going to all my other sites.
Going to all your other sites. So if you want to find Bindi, Linktree, I guess, is the place to find you. So tell us a little bit about Bindi. What you're in? Is there a specific area of real estate that you focus on?
Yeah, mainly in the Inland Empire.
Okay.
However, really, I'll go wherever the deal is. Just to be honest with you. Exactly. Nice. I don't discriminate.
We can't discriminate. This is public radio. We don't want anybody to get in trouble here.
Absolutely.
Right. We see that happen.
Yes.
So, and how long have you been doing this?
For almost 6 years.
6? Yeah. Oh, so you got involved in this in a really good time.
I have.
You've seen a lot of good stuff.
I have. Yes.
So the real estate market was had already come out of the problem times.
Yeah, it's been going up, and then now that we're in this market correction,
right?
It's like, oh shoot, okay, now like how do I maneuver through this?
and it takes a lot to do that.
Yes.
Right. I mean, it takes a lot of experience, and
yes.
Are you dealing with people in hardships? I mean, because we know that's what's driving the market for the most part right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, I am, and I've even experienced it myself.
Okay.
So, that's where it's like, just gotta push through and utilize the resources that we have and educate yourself in regards to in this market, and especially if you have equity in a property
Right.
that is in like a financial hardship, utilize that and take these resources to do the steps that's necessary to get out of it.
So some of them we just have to bite the bullet and sell.
Yes.
Right. I mean,
exactly.
we've got the 6 D's of Ron Siegel Radio.
Yeah.
Right. Diamonds, diplomas, diamonds, diapers, death, default, divorce.
Yeah.
Right. All of those.
Those are good D's.
So we're dealing with those. So if you've got the divorce and you've got the death, you might be forced to sell.
Yes, absolutely. And as of right now, I mean, we all know that there's a lot of equity in properties right now, which is why there's like limited short sales.
Okay.
And with that being said, it's like sometimes we have to bite the bullet and get out of our head in regards to being like emotionally attached to something.
Right.
And sometimes if that change is going to force us into like the next step in life or whatever that looks like, we have to take those necessary steps.
Yeah, I mean, just to get out of whatever the situation is, to move on.
Yeah, exactly. We're where one door closes, another door opens, right?
As long as you're not pushing yourself off the cliff.
Well, yeah, no, that's never good. So
because there are those people that put their head in the sand.
Yes.
And then they end up with a bigger problem because the problems don't generally go away on their own.
Exactly. And I'm actually proven. I'm like a proven case in that where, I have a property.
Case study Bindi. Okay, go ahead.
Sure. Where one of my properties is in foreclosure, not where I live, but it is a property that I had with my ex-husband. And that property is legit in foreclosure. So being in that circumstance myself, I wanted to just dig in my little hole and just kind of stay there. And then I had to like come out of it a few days later.
Sure.
I'm like, okay, it's
a couple of days of self-pity.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's like, okay, you got to snap out of that. And then I just snapped out of it and I put the house on the market, and currently I'm in escrow and I have equity that's there. So it's not a lot because now a lot of those fees went over to foreclosure because I was in my head and I extended a lot of time just being wasted. And those times wasted is dollars gone.
So you made a comment there that I think a lot of folks are going to be confused by.
Yeah.
So it's in foreclosure.
Yes.
But you've got equity.
Correct.
So you don't lose that equity being that it's in foreclosure?
No. So if the property does have equity, like which most houses do because of this shortage that we're in, as far as inventory, with that, it's like, okay, take this, find out first off, if we're in notice of default, which some people are, because, bottom line, we had COVID.
Okay.
And we have forbearance. And so now a lot of people sometimes are behind on that mortgage payment.
Right.
So if they're behind and they have equity that's there, then as long as the bank gets their money, then you can go ahead and get what remaining is left for you to take that next step in regards to whatever that looks like, in either purchasing and or renting somewhere else. But purchasing is always better.
Absolutely. So when we come back, what I want to chat about, because we've got 2 different things that I want to unpack.
Okay.
Is we're going to chat a little bit about purchasing after foreclosure. Can we do that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Will banks work with you? We'll talk about that as well. All that we're going to chat about with Bindi when we come back.
Okay.
You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. Reasons millennials are buying homes. Will medical debt be removed from your credit report? All that and more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, it's 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694452.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Are you a renter and tired of making monthly payments? Paying off someone else's mortgage? Hey, it's Ron Siegel here to help you stop renting and start owning your dream home with amazing low interest rates. And you could potentially qualify for a $500,000 home for less than $5,000 out of pocket. So stop renting. Start owning with Ron Siegel. Learn more at ronsiegelradio.com and start owning today. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you can retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less, all without having to spend more each month than you spend right now? Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis. rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today is being brought to you by rsrmoney.com. rsrmoney.com. Great website. Anything you want to know, it's right there. You can monitor your credit, rsrmoney.com. You can monitor your bank and asset accounts, rsrmoney.com. You want to see 97% of the properties available for sale in the United States? You got it, rsrmoney.com. And you want to know what your house is worth? rsrmoney.com. It's going to give you 4 different sites that valuation models that are going to give you pricing for your house. 3 are good, plus it'll also give you Zillow. You know, is that one good? Well, it's usually within 30% plus or minus. You tell me, is that good or bad? Right. So let's take a look. 5 reasons millennials are buying homes right now in the United States. There are over 72 million millennials. If you're part of that generation and have thought about buying a home, you are not alone. According to Zonda, 98% of millennials want to become a homeowner at some point if they haven't already. But why? There are plenty of reasons you may choose to become a homeowner. Here's why other millennials have made that decision. And if you are watching us on ronsiegelradio.tv, any of our socials, or the ABC News and Talk AM 1490 video feed, we got a chart for you. Why did millennials decide to buy? Building my own equity instead of building somebody else's? 45%. Change in life stage, 38%. Stability or settling down, 30%. Appreciation, rising home values, 29%. Want the ability to make somewhere my own, 29%. I need more space, 24%. Lower interest rates, 23%. It was less expensive for me to own than to rent. Easy for me to say, 20%. Tired of paying rent, 17%. Fixed monthly payments, 17%. Tax reasons, 5%. That's according to Zonda. The graph shows why millennials are buying homes according to Zonda's 6th annual millennial survey. The top reasons include, I just went through them with you. Building equity. Homeownership is a long-term investment that allows you to build wealth, increase your net worth, and become more financially stable. Beyond that, the alternative to owning a home is typically a tent. No, renting. With the ways rents have risen so dramatically over time, it may make sense to build your own equity instead of the equity of the person you're renting from.
So true.
A change in life stage. As a millennial, you're reaching your prime home buying years. That means you may be at the point where you need more space or a different location. Stability or settling down. This could mean establishing your career, just generally deciding more concretely that you want your life to look and feel like, or what you want your life to look and feel like. As that idea becomes clearer, you may want to establish that lifestyle in a particular place and put down roots. Rising home values. By purchasing a home, you own an asset that traditionally increases in value over time. That can mean your home will have a higher resale value if you decide to move again. Don't sell it. Just keep it and buy another one.
Yeah.
Wanting to make somewhere mine. Owning a home gives you a sense of freedom because you can customize it however you want.
Sure.
Make updates as you see fit and be yourself in a place that's solely your own. Well, unless you're married like me, and then I don't get any of those votes. My wife gets all those voices. Bottom line, there are plenty of great reasons why millennials are buying homes today. If you thought about becoming a homeowner and any of the reasons resonate with you too, give me a call at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990 or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, just think about that concept, RSR money. You can start that home buying process. If you're thinking about buying 3, 6, 12, 18 months or more down the road, rsrmoney.com today, because you can start getting ready because you're watching your credit. Again, that is the real-time real estate segment. Continue our conversation this morning. Bindi Ramirez is with us, Coldwell Banker exclusive and home replacement solutions. We've been chatting. So we got into the dark side. And if you recall yesterday, I did mention that some of the real estate professionals, if you are a real estate professional listening, check the real estate board in Murrieta. And there's going to be an event there on the 26th. You should be there if you're a real estate professional out in that area. So we're talking about foreclosures, and we're talking about foreclosure with equity. And some folks believe, or they're not aware of, because not too many people have gone through foreclosure too many times, thankfully.
True.
The idea here is if you have equity, and you probably do, if you bought anytime before 2022, the likelihood is you have equity.
Right.
If you bought in 2022, it's maybe not. Because if you got that FHA loan and you put the 1.75 on top of that, the mortgage insurance or the upfront mortgage insurance premium, you may not have much equity. You might have to be talking about a short sale, but that is doable too. But we're talking about foreclosure right now with equity. And Bindi shared in the last segment that you get to keep that equity. So the question we were pondering was, will the banks work with you? I mean, will they give you time if you say, okay, I've got a professional real estate agent listing my house, it's in foreclosure or in a notice of default status.
Yeah.
Will the banks work with you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. All you have to do is communicate with them, and then and even let a licensed professional convey it on your behalf. So all I need is just one signature from the seller, and then I can go in and talk to the bank and let the bank know this is where we're at, and the property's listed. I can show them proof that it's listed, and we got some interest coming in. And once we have an executed contract, I can send that over to the bank, and we can go ahead and start the process, and that'll postpone any kind of sale.
Okay, so now be aware, because we are talking foreclosure, and because I've been doing radio since 2010, I've talked to a lot of attorneys about this. There are, even if the bank or the lender, if it's a private lender, banks don't want the property. That's just the bottom line. They don't want the property.
Right.
So if there's a way that you can sell it without them taking it, they're happier.
True.
But if you're dealing with a lender that's being less than friendly, there are methods with some of the attorneys that have come on Ron Siegel Radio to kind of force the hand, even at the last minute. So be aware, it's not a pleasant solution, but it's better than losing $20, $30, $50, $100,000 in equity.
Right.
So there are methods out there. But the idea, and if you have questions about that, give me a call at 800-306-1990. I do not give legal advice on Ron Siegel Radio because I'm not an attorney.
Right.
But I know attorneys that do give legal advice because they are attorneys and they can help
Okay.
you.
True.
So the banks will work with you. You
Yes.
found that.
Yes.
Will they give you extra time, or you've got a date set for May 5th? Are they going to Cinco de Mayo? It's not it wouldn't be you might want to get drunk that day, but the bottom line
Sometimes.
the bottom line though is, will they give you an extension if you know that if they've got a contract, if it's actively being
Yeah.
worked?
Yeah, because you're right. Bottom line, the banks they want their money. They don't
Right.
want to take that additional step to file a trustee of sale and go through those channels. So they will postpone it for you because bottom line is they know they're going to go and get their money based on the equity, based on what buyers are willing to go and pay for a property.
So if it's in foreclosure or notice of default, and let's just say, and I'm just going to use dumb numbers because it's easy and I'm simple, right? So say you've got $100,000 note and the property is worth $200,000 and you've got fees of 10,000. I don't know what the fees would be. I'm just throwing numbers out
Probably
there.
closer to 30.
30. Okay. So we're going to throw 30 on there. And will the bank, so you got 130 there. After you're not, again, there's expenses involved in sales and all that kind of stuff.
Right. True.
But that extra 70,000 is going to you to pay your expenses and whatnot.
Actually, it'll go to the homeowner.
That's
So
what I meant,
so they'll go and take that money and then they can go and use that in regards to whatever path that they want to go and take.
So you can use that and now let's see. Did the property go to foreclose? Was the property foreclosed upon?
No, because it was filed notice of default, and then there's a process in regards to getting it to go into the foreclosure and actually having a trustee sale date, which will then go into foreclosure, which will then hurt your credit.
Right.
So to avoid that, then that's where it's like take these necessary steps to have that from hurting your credit and being on your record for like 3 years.
So think about that whole concept, because now we do know that our friends over at Geneva Financial have programs where you can buy a new home one day out of foreclosure. Not going to be as favorable a pricing. You're going to probably have to put a larger down payment down there because your record is your record.
Right.
But the bottom line is you're still not paying rent.
Right. Exactly.
Right. So you're back in the game.
Yeah.
Because, as you put it, Bindi, it's not an issue that, you got into this and wanted to foreclose. You're going through a divorce.
Exactly.
Right. So
exactly.
there's extenuating circumstances. We've had people that have called in. They've been going through divorce. They've had medical issues.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
you've got a death in the family, a loss of a job, unexpected. A lot of things going. Life happens.
Yeah, exactly. Life happens, and with that, then that's where it's like, okay, educate ourselves and put ourselves in a position to where, okay, if we don't know, let's hire someone that does know and that can show us the right way. And so those resources are out there.
Yeah, the biggest issue that we're talking about right here is you have options.
Right.
The only option that's going to really be a problem is if you stick your head in the sand, right? That's going to be the problem because the bank's not going to go away. The problem's not going to go away.
Right.
You need to address it and have that conversation with some people and get yourself educated.
Yeah.
You can talk to a professional real estate agent. Bindi can help you with that.
Absolutely.
If you need an attorney, give me a call. I am not one, but I can put you in touch with one.
Yeah.
There are solutions out there.
Yeah. And, and if I could just say, it is emotional. I have to say, because there's emotional attachment. This is your home and this is where, things have happened. So with that, it's like, you have to kind of just turn that off and you got to think logically sometimes. And
get rid of the emotions and get into the reality.
Exactly.
We're going to continue our conversation with Bindi Ramirez when we come back. We're also going to chat about medical debt. It's going to hurt your credit. We're going to talk about that. You can reach me anytime. Off air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We will be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender. Are you tired of paying rent? Are you tired of paying someone else's mortgage? Do you know qualified folks can potentially purchase a $500,000 home for less than $5,000 out of pocket? Ron Siegel can help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. If you're tired of paying someone else's mortgage, reach out to Ron today at RonIsMyLender.com. That's RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey friends, do you dream of mortgage-free home ownership? Are you aware that even if you own your home free and clear, it could still be costing you thousands per year? The Siegel Lending Team can help you generate tax-free income, accumulate family wealth, and maintain ownership of your home. By simply emailing your most recent mortgage statement, you'll receive a no-obligation real estate plan. Learn more by calling 1-800-306-1990 or email me your recent mortgage statement to PEAR@RonSiegelRadio.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender. Are you a renter and tired of making monthly payments? Paying off someone else's mortgage? Hey, it's Ron Siegel here to help you stop renting and start owning your dream home with amazing low interest rates. And you could potentially qualify for a $500,000 home for less than $5,000 out of pocket. So stop renting. Start owning with Ron Siegel. Learn more at RonSiegelRadio.com and start owning today. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debt so you can retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit RSRNoDebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less, all without having to spend more each month than you spend right now? Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit RSRNoDebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis. RSRNoDebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. RSRNoDebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to RSRNoDebt.com. RSRNoDebt.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Your Credit Matters segment today being brought to you by CreditSanitizer.com. You have a credit report. It's wrong. What are you doing about it? Credit Sanitizer has these solutions for you. Medical debt can be a significant burden when it ends up on your credit report as a collection. It can hurt even more. Learn how to navigate the removal of medical collections to improve your credit score and financial future. Medical debt is an unfortunate reality for many Americans. When this debt goes unpaid, it can result in a collection on your credit report, which can significantly impact your credit score and financial future. Fortunately, there are ways to navigate the medical collections removal process and get back on track. In this discussion, we'll explore the consequences of medical debt on your credit score, the steps to take for medical collections removal, and how to rebuild your credit. The impact of medical debt on your credit score. When medical debt goes unpaid, it can be sold to a collection agency, which will report the debt to 3 major credit bureaus, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. This can lead to a significant drop in your credit score, which can affect your ability to secure loans, obtain housing, and even find employment. Medical collections can remain on your credit report for up to 7 years, but the impact on your score will lessen over time. The sooner you can address the issue and remove the medical collection, the faster you can start rebuilding your credit. Steps to take for medical collection removal. Number one, make sure the debt is yours. Verify it before taking any action. Verify the debt is accurate and belongs to you. Request your credit report from each of the major credit bureaus. Then check for any errors or discrepancies. If you find an error, dispute the collection with the bureau that has the incorrect information. Number two, negotiate with the collection agency. If the debt is accurate, you can attempt to negotiate with the collection agency to remove the debt medical collection from your credit report. Offer to pay the debt in full or set up a payment plan in exchange for the removal. Get any agreements in writing to ensure they follow through on their promises. Do you think that the collection companies would not follow through on their promises?
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Of course, make sure it's in writing. You might even be able to negotiate for less because they paid less. Also, if it's old, if it's past the statute of limitations, yeah, you might have a little more negotiating power. Number three, seek professional help. If you're unsure about how to handle the medical collection removal process or need assistance, consider contacting a credit repair company or financial advisor. CreditSanitizer.com, CreditSanitizer.com. They can guide you through the process and help you understand your rights. Number four, consider the waiting game. If the medical collection is nearing the 7-year mark, you may choose to wait it out. Once the collection is removed from your credit report, your credit score should see an improvement. But if it's 7 years old, it may not be much of an improvement. Now, rebuilding your credit after medical collection removal. Once the medical collection has been removed from your credit report, it's essential to take steps to rebuild your credit. Here are some tips to get you started. Number one, establish a positive payment history. Make timely payments on all debts and bills to demonstrate responsible financial behavior. RSRccpayment.com, RSRccpayment.com. That'll help you to get paying your bills correctly, even if you pay them in full every month. Number two, maintain low credit card balances. Keep your credit utilization rate low by paying off your credit balances each month before the statement closing date. Again, watch the video, RSRccpayment.com. Number three, diversify your credit. Consider taking out a small loan or opening a new credit card to diversify your credit mix. This can help you boost your credit score as long as you manage the new accounts responsibly. Number four, monitor your credit, rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. Regularly check your credit reports to ensure that all information is accurate and up to date. This will help you catch any errors and address them promptly. Bottom line, take control of your financial future by addressing medical collections on your credit report. Visit ronsiegelradio.com for more resources and expert advice on navigating the medical collection removal process. Again, ronsiegelradio.com, and monitor that credit, rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. That is the Your Credit Matters segment brought to you by creditsanitizer.com. You have a credit report and it is wrong. They all are.
True.
Creditsanitizer.com. They've got solutions for you. Continue our conversation. Chatting this morning with Bindi Ramirez, Coldwell Banker exclusive, or you can find her at bindisales.com, bindisales.com.
Yep.
So let's chat. We're chatting, been talking a lot about foreclosures and getting rid of that foreclosure earlier. But tell me a little bit about what you're doing with millennials. How are you helping millennials right now?
You know, a lot of my clients are millennials, and, you know, it's a smart investment. So usually it's like two friends coming together, and, you know, they have a stable income, and they have great credit, and they're just purchasing properties and investing in themselves.
Two friends. That must be an interesting one.
Yeah, it's actually it's pretty cool. I mean, millennials are cool. I mean, I have a millennial, my kid, and so you know, this is where
I have 3 millennials.
Yeah, and so usually now it's like, you know, why not?
Is what it is.
Totally. I swear. What do we do with them?
Yeah.
Besides love them, tell them to go in this world.
Josh, you're not listening to this, are you?
No, but I think it's really smart for them to go and do that because they're investing in themselves. They're gonna, you know, purchase property together. They're gonna pay rent anywhere. It's just as much as a mortgage, so might as well invest in them, right?
So are the millennials buying it to live in or as an investment?
No, they're buying it to live in, and then, you know, probably for like in the next 5 years. And then after that, they're going to take whatever steps they're going to take in life, and they can either, you know, buy each other out, or they can even save it and use it as rental income coming in.
So are they getting a buy-sell agreement?
Yeah, sometimes.
Are they? Okay.
Sometimes.
And you know something? I'm going to throw this out there because I'm the host of a radio show. I can. Think about this concept. If you've got a couple of friends buying a property,
Hmm.
it sounds morbid, but if they're millennials, by definition, they're probably young.
And smart.
Okay.
Really, if you really think about it.
Well, they may be smart, but many times they're not worldly and they're not experienced.
True.
And if you ask them, they're invincible.
Oh,
Right?
that's
So
true,
here's
too.
the
Yeah.
issue is think about a buy-sell agreement that's secured by life insurance,
Mhm.
right? So if something happens, and I know
Yeah,
it never
that's
is going to happen,
True.
but if something horrible happens, at least there's a life insurance policy for one to buy out the other.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they don't have to worry about the probate, the trust, any of those other issues.
True. True.
Right? Because
Yeah.
I'm old, so I know people that have died.
Yeah. Well,
Right?
me too.
Right? Well, you're not old.
Yeah. Well, I'm older.
Older. Okay. So, and you know something? I've yet to find too many people that have a reservation.
Yeah,
Right?
that's true.
You know, it's not going to ever happen to anybody, but it does. My youngest son told me about a friend, 24 years old.
Mm,
You know, and it's heartbreaking,
yeah.
and it happens.
Yeah.
So the bottom line here is, you know, when you're buying a house together as millennials,
Hmm.
that's a pretty good sized business transaction.
Yeah, absolutely. And you have to have trust with each other as well, too.
Trust but verified.
Yeah. Well,
Right?
and make
So-
sure you pay your bills on
Right.
time.
So the issue is, you know, I would highly recommend having that conversation. You know, what if
Mhm.
one doesn't pay? What if one does pay? You know, what if we don't like each other? You know, when we start living together, what
That's
if,
true.
you know, what if one has a girlfriend or boyfriend that they want to move in?
True.
How are you going to deal with that?
True.
Um,
True.
There's a
Uh,
lot of things to think about
yeah, real life
when you're doing
scenarios.
that, the real life. And,
Yeah.
you know, again, those are things that, you know, as young people,
Should
maybe you're not
consider.
thinking about. You're not, because, you know,
True.
everything's rosy when you're young.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's why you need to hire a licensed professional like myself that's older
Right.
and wiser and can
Right.
guide them down these questions prior to making that commitment.
Exactly. You know, that's my whole point there is that, you know, professional guidance generally doesn't cost you anything.
Right.
Right. You go to a lawyer and have an agreement drawn up. So yeah, it might cost you $500 or $1,000, but you're buying a
True.
$200,000 or $300,000 or $400,000 house.
Correct. Yeah. Well, now like $500,000.
Yeah, $500,000, whatever the number is.
Yeah, pretty
Right?
much.
But so that's a big investment. It's a lot of money
True. True.
and a lot of liability. You know, what if you go and buy it with a friend and a year later you find that one of you wants to get married and you want out?
Right. Right. Well, then that's where they can go ahead and buy them out
Right.
if they can afford to
One-
go in and buy them.
If they can buy them out, but then one wants to get off the loan. You know, there's a lot of
Yeah.
scenarios that
Can take place.
generally we don't think about,
That's true.
right?
That's a
And
good point.
so you may do it or may not take the advice. But
Right.
when you call Bindi, you might get the advice and have that consultation.
Yeah.
Right. And you may say, you know, something that'll never happen to us.
Yeah. Oh, it
Right.
always happens.
So-
Life
Life
happens.
happens.
Yes.
Life happens.
Yes.
Right. So the bottom line is it's a lot easier while you're, you know, it's kind of like a prenuptial agreement,
Mm-hmm.
right? Prenuptial agreements, no one's going to get divorced except 70% of the people do.
Right.
Right.
True.
But everything
Unfortunately.
else you do in life, you have an exit strategy for,
Well, you always have to have an exit strategy.
right? Except marriage. We say, well, it's going to be forever.
Yeah. Well, that's true.
You know, I'm 36 years into a life sentence.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, 3 years of them happy.
Yeah. Congrats.
She doesn't listen, so I can say those things.
It's funny.
Josh, don't say anything to her.
Keep it on the down low.
Josh will have these clips made up. Okay, here it is. I got to stay in line,
It's saved.
otherwise I'm in trouble.
That's blackmail.
Right? So, but the bottom line here is life happens, so plan
Yeah.
for it.
True.
Right? It's a lot easier if you plan for the worst and achieve the best.
Absolutely.
You know, the prenuptial agreement, no one's going to get divorced, but 70% of the people do. When's the best time to talk about it? Well, when you're having a good time,
Yeah. That's
right?
true
If you're having
too.
a fight, it might not go so well,
Right. Yeah. Good point.
right?
Yeah.
These are all the issues that we don't think about, but we really do need to think about and have that conversation ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
It makes life better. It makes life easier
Right.
down the road. And I don't want to get negative because, again, like I say, you know, I've been in this for a long time. The first family I helped get a loan was in 1983. Not one of the millennials you're helping were alive then.
No. In fact,
I'm not going to say it. You might not have been
Yeah,
lying.
I was in probably
Right.
a junior high.
Junior high, okay. So, but the bottom line here is, seek counsel,
Yeah.
right? It's not a weakness to seek counsel,
And it's free.
and it's
Really.
well,
I'm not an attorney, but
right. You're not giving legal advice.
I'm not going to charge people. I'll just have a conversation.
Right, exactly. And something, that's where a lot of the best real estate transactions start, is with a
Yes.
conversation, not going out and seeing homes to start with.
True.
Have a conversation, talk to Bindi, let her know what you're looking for, what are your goals, what are your
Absolutely.
objectives, short term, long term.
Right. Motivation.
Right.
That's pretty much bottom line is like, why do you want to buy? That's
Right.
usually when I have a consultation, like with any kind of buyer or even seller. What's their next step? What's the motivation here? And then that's where I can like advise and guide. Okay, this is the next, well, not obviously in life, but this is what I would do if I were you in this circumstance.
Based on, right?
Yeah,
based on
their
experience
situation.
and all the clients that you've worked with.
Absolutely.
And experiences.
Yeah.
If you want more information, want to
Good
meet
stuff.
Bindi, give me a call, 800-306-1990. I'll give you her number. I'll give you her contact information.
Absolutely.
And as always, I ask, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to Josh and Sean, who are engineering us today. And of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us.
Yeah.
That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime. 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990 or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.